Hey guys, welcome back to AlgoYogi. We are now doing array and hashing series. Our next problem in the list is isomorphic strings. Let's go to LeetCode. Alright, so given strings S and T, determine if they are isomorphic. Two strings S and T are isomorphic if the characters in S can be replaced to get T. In simple words, both S and T follow the same pattern. What does that mean? We are trying to say that, let's say this is my example one. Here I have taken S as egg and T as add. Like now these two strings are isomorphic. What's an isomorphic? Basically existing in the different format, but the same thing. Like like you must have studied isomorphism while studying the object-oriented programming. So isomorphism is basically referring to those two functions just coexisting, but they behave differently. However, the name is same, and it's only because of they might take different parameters, might try to do some different things. Although they're doing the same behavior, their overall behavior is same. So in this case, these two are isomorphic because if you match all the letters to the letters in, or the characters in T of S, then you can follow the exact pattern. So let's say here, if I match E to A and G to D, then you can see that these two always follow the same pattern. So E is matched to A, G is matched to D, and G is matched to D, right? So they all follow the same pattern. Now in these cases are not isomorphic. Why? Because let's say if you want to match F to O and O to A, then you come across this another O that is now at that index in T. A is not present, it's R that's present. So that is why this is not an isomorphic. These two are not isomorphic strings. So if you see, simply what we are trying to do is mapping all the characters in S to T, but we are also matching it like vice versa. So we can do that using two maps. And whenever you come across later, let's say I'll just take this example now to reach to our solution. So we'll take two maps. I'm gonna call those maps S to T map, and then T to S map. And we're going to map these characters, and if we have seen that character already occurred before, then we're going to check that if the mapping is exactly same as I'm seeing the current characters mapping. So what I'll do is I will go over for, let's say, char in S. So here what I want to do is I will access, maybe I can say we need to access both chars. So let's just say char S and char character T in, let's zip them together, zip S and T. I'm just zipping them, that's not the exact format. You'll have to zip, and then basically I think this might be the same format that you access or enumerate. All right, so now if these, so there will be a condition here, but before that what I'm going to do is ST map will take this char S and will map to char T, and then T to S map is going to map char T to char char s. All right, and then finally, if all this mapping is correct, then we can just return true. Otherwise, here we will be checking a condition where if this char s I have seen already in my st map, and this is not equals to this char t. So char s, this map, so s and t map at this position char s is not equals to char t, because that's how you are mapping it here, right? If let's say the first time you were seeing it, then this is how you were mapping it. And then we'll have an or condition, and we will do this exact same thing that we have done here, but for the TS map. Okay, that's exactly will be our solution. We are doing mapping two ways, and since it's an easy problem, I'll just write the solution directly. Okay, so let me switch the view, and you'll see. And this is like one of the easiest solution. You can solve this problem using one map, but you'll have to track the last seen index of that particular character in both strings. So I think this is like easier to write. So st map and ts map. This is easy to write, right? It's easy to write. So let's go over for I in range len s, and I'm gonna call like char s and char t. We'll get both of these from their own string. So s at I and t at I. All right, now we have it. Now before we check that condition, let's just add these to both maps. So s to t mapping will take the char s, and it will store char t, right? And then we'll do the same thing with the ts mapping. So it will take char t, and then char s, and then finally we can just return true if we have gone through the entire these strings and then checked if that mapping is correct. So if this char s in s to t map and this s to t map, that the value that already is there because this key exists is not equals to the current char t that I'm seeing at the ith current index. So this is one thing, and we can have or there will be another thing. What is that? Or. So we'll do the same thing but for char t. So if char t in s to t map and the mapping the other way around is not mapped to the character that I'm seeing in the s. So this at the char t, not chat t, char t is not equals to char s. That's all. If that's done, then I can just switch this to arrange it nicely. If that is the case, then I can just return false. Otherwise, I will come out of this loop. I have checked both ways mapping. Strings are isomorphic, and voila, you will return true. So let's There is one more thing. The first thing of two strings being isomorphic, the first condition is that their length has to be equal, right? So if the length of s this is like, by the way, this will also work, but this is an edge case that we can just already rule out, right? So rather than go again trying to go through and utilizing the space and checking, let's just check if their length are not equal. And if that's not equal, then you can just return false right from the beginning. That is like, you know, an edge case. So let's try to run it. We can see the entire code. Awesome. Let's submit. Okay, so what's the time complexity? It's gonna be big of n. That is because and where n is the length of s and t. Otherwise, space complexity. You can see we are just going over these length and we are dealing with these characters, you know, all the characters. And for a space complexity, it's going to be 2n because you have these two maps, but at the end of the day, you will ignore 2 and it will be the big of n. So let's go back to AlgoYogi, mark this solved, and see you guys later in the next problem.